Alright, what's up everybody? It's Carlos Collects Comics, and I'm back with another episode of Monday Hauls. It's pretty late, but I wanted to make sure and get this episode loaded and ready for you guys. I can't wait to share with you what I picked up. It is a lot this time, so stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and share what I've got. Let's get started because I've got a pretty massive pile of stuff from multiple sources, and I'll run you through it. The first is New Comic Book Day. Had just a few books that I picked up this week, or this past week, starting with Geiger number 2. I just picked up the A cover this week because I just wanted to read it. I'm not going to put as much into it. I was saving up some money for a show that I'm going to share with you what I came up with from there. Star Wars The High Republic number 5. I'm still keeping up with this as well and seeing what Marvel is doing with the main High Republic series. I had, let's see, Knights of the Golden Sun number 12 came out, and so this is one where I'm going to start reading now and work my way backward because I've heard a lot of good things about the first run of issues, but they're pretty pricey, and so I wanted to kind of get a feel for it before I went back and picked those up. As you know, I'm a big fan of Scout's Honor. This is issue number 5 that's come out, and I've been watching this series with great interest because I think it's pretty good. It's real quality. Proctor Valley Road number 3 came out. This is the A cover. And then the last new book for this week, that's right, only a few of them, was yet again Bad Idea has got a new issue out. This was Hank Howard, Pizza Detective in Caligula's Safe, and this was a $1 book. It wasn't announced, from what I understand. I don't think I even had it on my pull list. I just grabbed a copy of it when I was at my LCS, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting. They continue to put out some really diverse content. It's very, very different from the stuff that's come before with Bad Idea, and so I'm sticking with them for a little bit longer. I want to see what they're going to do, and I like what they're doing. I had two interesting. I came across two smaller wall books at my LCS. The first was Man Thing number 1. This is in about a 4.0, give or take, and it's it's a little bit beat up, but it's a nice clean copy, and I like Man Thing. I've shown some of the other books, including the Patrick Gleason recent variant that came out, and so I've picked up a few issues of that feature this character, and so yeah, I wanted to pick that one up. And then this other one was really interesting because it is a raw copy of Earth X number 0, but it is signed by Alex Ross, Jim Kruger, John Paul Leon, and Bill Reinhold. So this is a pretty cool book to have, and it's still got the Dynamic Forces COA and their sticker that they put on it. And for this low of a price, I didn't want to pass it up. It says there was only, I guess there was like 5,000 of them done, but I just thought it was neat, because I think this is well under what even an Alex Ross signature would go for, but his signature's on there along with the rest of the creative team, so I didn't want to pass that up. So those are my LCS pickups. Now we're coming to the mail order part, the different ones. I'm going to give him a shout out. There's a seller on Instagram. He's at Dan Comics Dan Got Signed, and I picked up a copy of Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. This is issue number 1. It's a variant, and it's signed by Matthew Rosenberg. So I picked that up. A copy of issue number 4, signed by Tyler Boss and Actually, yeah, both of them are signed by Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. And this one was a copy of issue number 4. And this one was autographed. And it's got a Midtown COA. I wonder if they've got COAs for both of them. But yeah, Dan is also a fan of Raw signed books. And so I picked those up from him. And I think this is one that he included in it. I'm not sure. I think this might have come with the George Perez Thanos Legacy #1 variant that came along with it, and so that was really cool. So he's a good solid guy to do business with. So if you're on Instagram at Comics Dan Got Signed, is his screen name. Next, I've got some claim sale books from one of my Facebook claim sale guys. This is a book that's made a lot of waves, and I just wanted to pick up a couple of copies of it. This is You Promised Me Darkness #1. I think this is the A cover right here, and then one of the ratio ones is this cover, which features the main character not wearing a shirt. So that was a variant, but that was one that came with it. This I think is an ash can for Crude #1, and then I think he also threw in just for me a copy of Berserker #1. I think this is the cover A, and then Berserker #2, and I think this is also the cover A. So that was really cool of that seller to do that. Lastly, let's see, I've got 3 books. Now these were from a show on the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. The condition on these was not as good as I'd hoped, so I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not really going to say anything. I'm just going to be more aware when I order from this show or from this vendor. Again, G.I. Joe Special Missions #1 for my G.I. Joe collection that I'm building. And I never pass up a copy of these. This is Punisher War General #6, the infamous first meeting of Punisher and Wolverine, and it's with artwork, covers and interior artwork by Jim Lee. Now this one, and then the #7, which I have a copy of this in my personal collection, and it's signed by Jim Lee, but it has a little bit of a corner crunch to it, so I'd wanted another copy. But both of these sadly have some spine crunches or some spine ticks. They're definitely not near mint pluses, probably not even near mints. I'd put them at a near mint minus, but it's cool. I mean, I'm adding them to the collection. Last book that came in the mail this week was Superman #411. And you might be wondering, well, what's so special about this? Because I don't really collect Superman. This includes the Mask comic book preview issue on the interior of it. It's complete. The book itself is not in that great of shape, and it was, because I got it off of eBay, it was shipped, in the cliched padded envelope with one piece of cardboard and a couple pieces of bubble wrap. So, I got it now for my mask collection. I'm putting it at a fine plus. The Superman book needs a press, but I don't know. I've seen some people with the preview detached from the book. I'm not going to detach it. I'm just going to put this in with the rest of my mask books. But yeah, those are the books that came in. Now, we had a small comic and toy show that I was originally supposed to set up a booth at here in town and meet up with the Strictly Comics guys and hang out. And I did buy a booth, but I didn't end up manning it because we had something come up where I wasn't able to. So, and that's fine. I just went shopping instead and spent a couple hours there and hung out with Paul and with Strictly himself, and we just hung out, and there was quite a few. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, so I'm just going to go through the books that I picked up, and some of them still have price tags on them. Fair warning, I didn't pay the sticker price for anything. In most cases, it was a lot less. So here we go. So in a VG, in a very good defined condition, New Mutant 16, first appearance of Warpath. This is a nice little find. The New Teen Titans number 23 in a VG, first appearance of Blackfire. Let's save that one for last. Disney Afternoon number 1. This has Darkwing Duck material, and I've been building up a small stockpile of Darkwing Duck stuff. This I'm putting at a near mint. It's got some tanning along the edge, but it's in really good shape. One of my favorites to pick up when I come across them was a Christian comic, Paul, Close Encounter of a Real Kind. This is a modern retelling of the story of Saul of Damascus. And this is in a fine plus. Definitely needs a press, but it's got a whole bunch of spine. It's beaten up a lot on the spine, but it's in pretty good shape. I was flipping through it, reading it, and enjoying it. Here is something that'll probably be going up for sale, coming up soon here. Master of Kung Fu, number 29, the first appearance of Razor Fist, and this is in about a good plus. The lower staple's a little bit loose with some of the pages a little bit loose, but still it is complete, and it is the first appearance of Razor Fist. That's going to be played by Florence Muntenet. I don't know how to say his name. He's Ivan Drago's son from Creed 2. But he's going to be playing Razor Fist, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with him. This was just a fun pickup. This was Avengers 366. The only reason I picked it up was because foil, and I'm a child of the 90s, and that's what we did in the 90s. Was we had foil, die cut, die cast, whatever covers, and it was just too cool to pick up, especially just for $1. Okay, this was one of this was one of the biggest finds, I think, dollar-wise. Batman number 313. You know that this has become very big because of it's the first appearance of Luke Fox. This is a fine plus to VF minus. It needs a really good clean and press, but it was in remarkably good shape for the dollar box. I guess it had been living in for a while. And I was shocked to find this in there, but was very excited to find it in there, and added in for only $6. So that was a nice pickup. As you know, I think you saw in last week's Monday hauls, I've been building a collection of Volume 1 of Secret Six, and guess what I found in the long boxes at this one show? Secret Six number 1, and this was in about a VG. And I did go ahead and pay full book the full asking price for it of $20, but I feel like it was worth it because these have become very hard to find, and I should have picked them up a long time ago when I first got turned on to Volume 1 of Secret Six, but I didn't, and that's what happens sometimes. So I got number 1. Also got number 2 for my Secret Six run. And this is in a VG to find, also needs a clean and press. And then I did also get number 5. I already had it. I'm calling it a fine minus, but the worst thing about this one is that it has 3 extra staples. And I don't know if you can see those on here. I don't think it's focusing well, but yeah, somebody just stapled. So hey, in the comments, if you know, is it considered restoration if you pull extra staples out? I'd love to know. So make sure to leave that in the comments. Also, in those long boxes, I found, you also know I'm a fan of the Disney Afternoon stuff. You saw the Darkwing Duck, but there was Tailspin. This is number 4 from the limited series. That was the only one they had there. Then there was number 2 from the ongoing, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7, the final issue. And these were all for $1 a piece, and they're all at least 9.0 condition. Very good condition for having no backing board in them. But man, that brings back so many good memories. Watching those cartoons after school, the Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, and Uncle Scrooge with the nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And so I pick those up whenever I can. I know that there's a Darkwing Duck reboot in the works that I've heard about, and if it's being done by the same guys, I think it is being done by Seth Rogen and even Evan Goldberg, the guys who did Invincible. And so if it is being done by them, I think it's going to be pretty solid. So I'm looking forward to seeing what, if anything happens with it. Otherwise, I'm just enjoying collecting the books because they're more personal collection than speculation pick. Shazam number, this is continuing on with the stack of books. Shazam number 34, I just like the cover. They're beating up Captain Nazi, or at least Captain Marvel Jr. is beating up the Nazi there. And that was just a fun cover. These two are not, I haven't finished cleaning them, so they're not in a book. This is they're not in a bag and board. Red Wolf number 1 in a very beat up condition. And then this one would have been one of the big pickups. Mighty Thor number 338. This is the second appearance of Beta Ray Bill, but it is it's just got a mess going on here on the back. So I'm going to have to work on cleaning that up. Picked up Submariner number 47, Spectacular Spider-Man King Size Annual number 3, because it has a Man Wolf story and his origin, the final fate of him. Another Mighty Thor, this is number 340. This is also part of the Beta Ray Bill Simonson run. Batman number 316. It's one of the early Robin appearances. I think it's the Tim Drake, the Jason Todd Robin. New Teen Titans number 11. This is one of the early issues. Number 13, guest starring the Doom Patrol. Number 17. And the first appearance of Terra, number 26. So I picked this one up. Those are all have yet to be bagged and boarded. Also picked up a few other random books. Captain America number 337. Here's Steve Rogers and the U.S. Agent outfit. Captain America number 336, which is part of that whole storyline. Conan the Barbarian, the movie special number 1. That does have a couple of chunks torn out of the top of the cover, but for $1 I still went ahead and picked it up. No, for 50 cents. It was actually only 50 cents. Detective Comics number 571. Just love that cover. Incredible. This and then Detective Comics number 509. Catman. One of my favorite random characters. I don't know why. He's just awesome. And then this one is really, really beat up, but for $1. And the fact that it's the Hulk versus Doc Samson, I didn't want to pass it up, so I picked this little piece of rotten copper goodness. Picked that up, and the biggest pickup I think of this show was Fantastic Four number 66 in a VG. Definitely needs a press. And this is the origin, I think, of him, also known as Adam Warlock. But yeah, whenever I find these Fantastic Four back issues, and especially for a reasonable price like this one, I go ahead and pick them up, because I think with the Fantastic Four coming, all of their key books are going to people are going to be watching for them and keeping an eye on them. And this is a real nice one. Now, what I've started doing with my Silver Age books is, you'll notice, bam, look at that. There is a backing board in here. I don't know if you can see it from here, but this is the Comic Clear backing boards. I'm probably going to do a video with some supplies that I use that I would recommend to people. But this, yeah, I'm using the Comet Clear backing boards for my Silver Age stuff, so I can look at the back easily and see. It's fairly it's fairly rigid. It's decent. It's solid enough. It's better than a half back, but it's not quite as thick as a full back. But the big benefit is that you can see the back of the book and see the entire cover without having to remove it from the Mylar. And of course, as always, I always put these books that are a little bit more higher value in a Mylar. So those are the pickups. That was an exhausting. It was a very long video because this is going to be a little over 21 minutes when it's done. But hey, it's been good to share these with you. I hope that some of these books were of interest to you, and I'd love to hear from you in the comment section about what you thought. Please consider leaving a like, and as always, consider subscribing to the channel because that only helps. I am working towards doing a giveaway, and it's probably going to be something really good that's way above what you would look for, especially for only like a channel that's still sub 100, but it's still under 100 subscriptions. So can't wait to see you next time. I'll see you.